My thing too, though, T, like, I don't think owners should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, you're a billionaire. You made all your fortunes off the backs of thousands and thousands of men that have given their lives and their health and their best for you to have the success. F out of here getting in the Hall of Fame. But if you're going to have owners in the Hall of Fame, Robert Kraft should be in.
Listen, bro, he deserves a Hall of Fame alone for just saving us all from the St. Louis Stallions. I mean, what an abomination that would have been. So thank you, Robert Kraft, for saving us from that nonsense. The St. Louis Stallions, my God. I mean, thank God for Robert Kraft. He deserves a Hall of Fame for that, for keeping the Patriots right here.
All right, let's get into talking some Sunday Night Football.
Let's do it.
Jets at the Steelers.
Yay.
Jets now have Davante Adams. Steelers could have a new starting quarterback. Shout out to Justin Fields, like, owning that Mike Tomlin comes out with this. He basically said, like, my play hasn't been great. Like, I don't deserve to still be the starter. After having 10 total touchdowns to just one interception, taking care of the football, off to a 4-2 start. As much as I am high on what the Jets have done to make the roster better, bringing in Davante Adams, I've said it, this spells trouble in a matchup. I think Steelers get the win on Sunday night.
If we're talking about prime Russell Wilson in Seattle, I mean, then Justin Fields would have a leg to stand on and say, hey, my play hasn't been good enough. You know, here's this rock star, Russell Wilson. I'll play my position. The plan was always for Russ to be the guy. He's healthy. Here we go. I would have no problem with that. That Russell Wilson ain't walking through any door. That Russell Wilson doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of that Russell Wilson was actually smoke and mirrors because of the Legion of Boom, because of Beast Mode, because of Pete Carroll, etc. And all of a sudden, once Russ reached that superstardom level where Legion of Boom started to break up, if you remember, Russ was cooking. Remember, let Russ cook? He was putting up numbers. He was still a productive quarterback in this league. Many, myself included, considered him to be top tier. But they were losing playoff games. They were not the same. They never got back to a Super Bowl like they had the Legion of Boom era. And then Seattle had enough. Plus, we hear all the locker room stuff. Guys thought he was disingenuous and just not really into him. And we know the rest of the story. We have never seen prime Russ, let Russ cook Russ since. And I don't believe we're going to see it in Pittsburgh. And so that's where I have a problem with this. I think Mike Tomlin should have said, Russell Wilson's healthy, but we're going to stick with Justin Fields while he's winning, but he needs to play better.
Yeah.
And no one would have batted an eye to that. But I believe in this game, they will start Russell Wilson. That's my prediction. Justin Fields will go to the bench, and it is a huge mistake. You know, I am not a Jets guy. I think Aaron Rodgers got Robert Saleh ran out of town. I think Aaron Rodgers got Davante Adams in town because he gets every damn thing he wants. It doesn't even matter. Cobb, Lazard, Hackett, all losers, and he got them all. And Rodgers isn't even anywhere close to his prime either, just like Russ. Prime Rodgers ain't walking through that door neither. But with all that being said, I like the Jets here. I think I do.
What?
Yeah, I do. I think Mike Tomlin will torpedo this season. This will be Mike Tomlin's first losing season if he goes to Russ. I think you have to make Justin Fields lose that job. I understand not putting up great fantasy numbers or whatever. Who the hell cares about that if you're winning games? That's what the kid's doing. Mm-hmm. And by the way, here's a reality check. The Steelers' offense sucks and has for many moons since Big Ben's left. So, I mean, Justin Fields brings you legs at least. Play breaks down, the kid can get out and boogie. When's the last time you saw Russ boogie on anyone, bro?
Boogie's into his sack.
I mean, it's unbelievable. So, I think this is a huge mistake, and you could mess around and divide this team. Because I'm sure there's a fraction of this team that's like, we like the kid. We like Justin Fields. We're winning games, bruh. You're going to Russ. I think it's a mistake. Give me the Jets.
Well, that's when Justin Fields was asked about it. He said, I don't think I've played good enough if I'm being real with you. If I'm being real with myself, if I did play well enough, I don't think there would be any sort of question who should be playing, who should not. And that's why he's so loved in that locker room, and that's why he's so respected. But to also bring in Russell Wilson into this spot and have him start, you're going to have him go against a New York Jets defense that's top 5 in completion percentage, passing yards allowed, quarterback rating allowed to opposition. This Jets defense is still top 5, top 3 in the NFL, despite how bad the offense is, despite all the penalties we've seen them happening. And then on top of that, this Pittsburgh defense is great. But this is such a winnable game with all the turmoil the Jets are going through, with all the questions they have up front. To your point of coaching, where Mike Tomlin has everything buttoned up, it doesn't make sense. But Mike Tomlin knows what he's doing. And by doing this, if he's lighting a fire under Justin Fields, by doing this publicly, which surprises me, even given this life, I can't make sense of it. But I just trust that this Pittsburgh offense, and with how good their pass rush is of Nick Herbig and TJ Watt, those guys against this awful, awful, awful Jets offensive line, with a quarterback that can't move, I just like the Steelers in this matchup. But yeah, if it's not Justin Fields out there, I mean, he's done a good job throwing over the middle. Not great downfield. The accuracy isn't there, but resetting the pocket move, where they've had a changeover at both their tackle spots. Zach Frazier's week to week. And what does Justin Fields bring? The rushing upside. What's been great about the Steelers? Their rushing offense, whether it's Najee Harris, if Jaylen Warren has been in the lineup, but also for Justin Fields, the higher ceiling and the upside he brings with his legs. It surprised me so much with this move, but I still like the Steelers at home, and I just believe that their offense is better. Again, a really tough defensive matchup. I think the Steelers have a better offense.
I'll take the Jets 23-20. I think this
I am
game
amazed by this.
I think this game's going to be tight. I think it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think defenses will be on display. And I think by the end of this game, we will have a quarterback controversy in Pittsburgh. If Mike Tomlin does what we all think he's going to do and goes with Russell Wilson as a starter, I think Russell will struggle through this game. They'll put up 20, but Rodgers will be better down the stretch. Jets, look, Davante Adams is too new to make a huge impact in this game. I think you'll feel his presence, though. You know, it might be a couple plays here or there. Maybe they take a shot down the field or something. But I'll take Jets to sort of gritty and gut this one out, which is how the Steelers win generally. I'll go 23-20 Jets, walk-off Rodgers, game-winning drive, field goal.
It's so hard. Now, Davante Adams helps that offense finish a lot more, but they held the Bills to 3 points in the second half and they lost.
Yeah.
Greg the leg's been missing. Yeah. He hasn't been hitting the kicks like he has. Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he'll get that boost of Davante Adams, but how effective can he be his first game back?
You can have a couple package plays or something.
This is a game. Davante Adams, Garrett Wilson allows Aaron Rodgers to get the ball out much quicker, which helps with the bad offensive line.
Sure.
This is a game, though, it's going to be ugly, and it's going to be like 20-14, maybe 17-13 final. And I just think the Pittsburgh ekes out the win. No matter what, I don't think there's going to be a lot of scoring with how good both defenses are. Totals at 38 here. I'm sitting towards the under.
By the way, if Fields plays, I'll take the Steelers. That's how I am.
And you know what you do? You wait till Sunday night to bet.
I am out on no, I'm not betting the game at all.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going Russell Wilson. I do. But if he sticks with Justin Fields, he being Mike Tomlin, then I like the Steelers. I just don't believe that's the case.